nutrition, and we have some phenomenal guests that are talking to us. And we're talking about brain stroke and preventing plaque from building up on your brain. So we go really in depth talking about it. Hope you enjoy it.
Challenge countries. I was in Haiti, I was in Honduras, I was in some countries where water was not even available, but you had to walk 10 miles to get that. So in understanding that, these are things that I've seen and actually encountered in my life. I retired in 2004. I got in the real estate game. I was a big game, right? A lot of us got in it. Either we were a consumer or we were moving it. And it was hand over fist. Some of you guys remember this. It was nothing about money. And it was decadent what we ate. Because it was not a problem to drop $400 or $500 on a meal and say, no, I got it. Everyone at the table, no, I got it, right? So we ate, and what I'm leading to is I've eaten and consumed. But here's something that's very, very important that I realized. Being 52 years old now, these are things that people have to understand about me. When you look at me, you'll never know what happened to me. February 16, 2016, I had both my hips replaced. People looked at me and I was like, what happened? I said, it's years and years of repetitive use. And us men who grew up in the 60s, 70s, this will make absolute sense to us. And you medical professionals, care providers, this will make absolute sense. June 17 last year, I had my left shoulder repaired. Torn rotator, torn supraspinatus, torn labrum, clavicle was shaved down. I've had 9 surgeries, so I had old scar tissue in there that was cut out, arthritis that was shaved down.
Football.
Everything. I was a football player, I was a gymnast, martial arts, pugilist, Army, 20 years. And in the Army, anyone knows, Jim over here is the Air Force. I don't know how tough they were, but no, I'm just saying. but we're in an organization that you had to be just as tough, if not tougher, than your peers, and you had to be tougher than your subordinates, and you were challenged. So this is something that's going to make absolute sense. Oh, by the way, October 28th, last year, I had my right shoulder repaired, and it was worse than my left shoulder.
You're bionic.
Well, yes, absolutely. Mentally also. But here, as young men and young kids growing up during the time when you played hard, we played rock fights, really? Rock fights, tag, kick the can, we did all kinds of crazy stuff. But the first thing that happened when you fell, what happened? Someone went up to you and said, "Are you okay?" And you looked up, you were dazed, and you were looking back, right? Yeah, get up and stop acting like a little sissy or a little girl. These are just words of the generation, right? Okay, traumatic brain injury, first time. How many times did we play games, fall, hit the ground, get back up, we were dizzy? And culturally and environmentally, what happened? We now started our pain management journey. Okay? Especially for guys who engage life. And women also who engage life. We did not want to be the one that was aching. I was never about the sympathy. And when I had my hips and everything done, if you saw me 10 years ago, 12 years ago, know that hip degeneration, you medical professionals know that this is years and years. 25 years ago, someone said your hips are going to go bad. 20 years ago, they said, as long as you can endure the pain, don't get your hips done yet. Here's my mindset. How can I, who have all my limbs and pain, complain when I have brethren in the military who have their legs blown off and they still continue to march? Okay, that is an extreme thing, but it happens in our mindsets. So it's very important to be aware of people around you. Symptoms don't show up. And that's, I was trying to think, how does this tie into stroke and awareness? Because it happens so quickly and we're not aware of things. And when we see someone or see something, and sometimes we're too strong and we don't give up the clues and we're ready to help somebody else and not help ourselves. So in saying all of that, 2014, I went through, from 2012 to 2016, I got divorced after 20 years of marriage. My kids are 27, 26, 25, and a 17-year-old. So I've done I'm a Filipino guy, 52 years old, and I knew I was an old Filipino when I had gout, high blood pressure, and all these other things, and I had a cabinet full of meds, right? I was an old Filipino man at that time. I knew I was, right? And it was. And we just ate. And it was a funny I didn't want to admit to it. Our mindsets are so strong that we are not going to admit to anything, any signs of weakness. We grew up during a period of time where today, quite frankly, this social promotion thing, everyone plays, no one loses, the rest of the world still wins. You know, no more gracious losers. You know what I mean? It's everyone wins, and it doesn't make us strive for more. I remember back in the day, we got cut. You didn't get it's roughly 2,000 hours, okay? 450,000 hours compared to 2,000 hours. We know to change the oil in 2,000 hours. When's the last time we said, hey, we need to change our body? We need to help our body. We don't. We just don't. And understand, when it's broke, but understand this, our body is the most high-performance vehicle in the world. Remember, it got us here at birth, it's going to take us to death, and any cars that are around, yeah, we have the vintage vehicles that they put away that they don't use. We use our bodies day in, day out, start to finish. It is the most high-speed vehicle that we will ever be able to encounter. We got to treat it better. And
stroke alert, emergency department, 12.
Okay.
Stroke alert, emergency
so stroke alert,
department,
that's
12.
pretty
Or
interesting.
somebody's having a stroke.
None of you guys? No, okay. So anyways, so understanding how that is and why that is, things that happen to me, and I took some notes. You know, we're not eating correctly, and we're not doing things correctly, and our mind has to be really focused. For me, after 21 years, 3 wars, I was there. I was in Saudi Arabia for 12 months during the Desert Storm, Desert Shield. In '85, I was part of the mission that flew into Nicaragua during Contrascan. And I can't remember the year, but I was there when we flew the mission in Panama. So I got to see a lot of different things, do a lot of different things. And I was also there during unification in Europe. So I was there, I got the pictures of me chopping down the wall. Very important to understand that we consumed everything. Everything. And G.I. Joes, service members, we feel like we're indestructible. Yes, men, we all feel like we're indestructible. A lot of you women do too, so that's just how we are, right? But here's the thing about a service member. After work, we drank a lot. We consumed massive quantities. We smoked cigarettes, we did that. It was in the C-Rats and T-Rats back in the day. But here's the craziness of it. We would drink till 2 or 3 in the morning, get up and do our physical fitness, and then throw it up, puke it out, pee it on us, and sweat it off. And by afternoon, we'd eat our lunch, take our nap, we were ready to run again. It was crazy. For 6 days straight, we did that. Talk to any Joe. No one parties harder than a Joe because we are the only ones that wake up in the morning and the first sergeant smells you and says, we're going to run. Oh, yeah, we're running 12 miles today. And you're like, oh, smells like a distillery. First sergeant comes in and smells it. It's like, oh, my goodness. Okay, we're running. By the end, it's all out of you. And you're super motivated and you're ready to take on the day. It's an amazing thing. But understanding that how our bodies fell apart and not understanding our mindsets are so strong. I just worked on my disability for my retirement and increasing my benefits. And I finally finished out with a psychiatric evaluation on all the opiates, oxys, all this. And I remember too, I would take so many pain pills. You medical professionals will understand this. In the Army, we were given a jug of maximum strength Tylenol, Motrin, 800 to 1,000 milligrams. That's why when I go to the store, they got maximum at 250. I'm like, that's not maximum. How does that work? Right? Because every morning our docs would tell us, when you wake up in the morning, pop 2 of these. When you're sore and you're swelled, pop 2 more. If you're not feeling too good, pop some more. Oh, don't do it on an empty stomach, drink it with some milk. So we did this on a daily basis. Our bodies are breaking down. As the pain got worse, I was now prescribed all the heavy stuff. And the heavy stuff are narcotics, right? They're prescribed narcotics. As I got up to 14, 15 a day, which is only supposed to be 4, because my threshold of pain was so high, my tolerance was so high that I would take that in, because I just wanted to sleep. God bless that I never got addicted to it. I just was addicted to not having pain. So I would medicate for weeks at a time until I got up to 10, 15. I knew that I was overloading. I would come off it because I know if I came off it for a couple weeks, I'd be in pain for a couple weeks. But what's the psychological effect of a heroin addict when you take them off it? And here I am, I recluse, I was hot. I went into my office, I had a detached cottage, and that was my office, and I'd hide in there, not do anything. Not do anything, and I would say, Fred, man up, man up. We try to self-medicate, don't medicate. Go out there, and I get it, you know, people don't have, and I feel for the ones who don't have medical coverage, that don't have the time, who don't have the money, because it's a travesty, especially our children to our seniors. None of them should ever have to have pain, because what I went through was unbearable, unbearable, and I was a so-called tough guy. So, you know, eating properly, consuming correctly, just in time, it just made more sense to me to be much more educated. I love these programs that are coming out now that alert people. We have these things, technologies is bridging everyone together, but we have to be aware of our consumption. Healthy brain, I've fallen out of vehicles, out of airplanes, bang. I remember the first time as a young athlete, got run because of playing soccer, the soccer ball hit me in the face, hit the deck, I saw stars. You know what was that? That was our first concussion. Okay, now they got concussion protocol. Back in the day, you went to, any football players, you went to the middle, you looked at the ball, and 20 guys were hitting you. And you were out. Nothing happened. Get up, are you okay? Get up. I don't think they even use smelling salt anymore. No. Okay, get up, get a play. You're good. Right? And it's crazy what we went through. But our bodies could adjust and adapt, but our mindsets were messed up. So in saying all that, with all the traumatic events, as small as they were, because I was also a massage therapist. Yeah, I'm Filipino, we do everything, right? Real estate broker, a massage therapist, massage clinics. I like to do international businesses. I like to do a lot of things, right? Because I like my freedom, and I'm gainfully unemployable. So I like to be on my own. But in saying that, you know, we got to be conscious about the things. But our mental capacities, they're affected. And we really have to be aware of what we're consuming and what we're doing, because we're really jacked up until we get checked. And the ones who are really, like I said, super strong, they don't get themselves checked. And as I went through this transition, and I went to that shrink, I could not believe how bad off I was. The first time I ever got diagnosed with that. Because, and here's another thing that was really prevalent in what happened was, we got to go to the expert. Our family are experts to us, right? They're the ones who always know everything, who've never done anything. And I get it, our interests are their best interests, but their knowledge is not in our best interest. With these phones, we have immediate access to information and technology, so we should be able to research it out. You know, do that. Family members, I get it, they're interested, but we need to be much more educated consumers, diligent in our consumption, and people who have brain issues, we're clouded about a lot of things. Health is not one of our concerns, and things that might happen to us, we'll dismiss it. Healthy mind, eating properly, adequate nutrition. Like I started using a product, it's got super nutrients, 37. Remember, there's indigenous regions around the world that indigenous people still use because their land is not great of its nutrients. So these are things that I take because I'm always looking for something else better. Kind of like your car, you change the suspension and you don't change the oils. You gotta change the oils. So I've changed this, I've consumed other things, but like I said, when your mind isn't there, you're not thinking about doing anything else with your body, and that's where we fall apart. And then stroke can happen too, because you're not healthy, you're not eating properly. Our bodies are not functioning like that high-end performance vehicle that takes us from the very starting line to the finish line. No vehicle takes you out of the womb into the grave. Mechanical. And a person designed that, right? So we are dynamically an amazing piece that God put together perfectly. But we got to adjust it every now and then. You know, our bodies, God put pieces together perfectly. If you got a little bit of pain, back in the day it was pain, no gain. Pain is just weakness leaving your body. No pain saying your body said, hey, stop. And the problem is, We didn't do the rehab. We didn't do the recovery. We did the fix. We just didn't do the recovery. A lot of bodies.
Please stand up if you're able, real quick. I want to never take for granted the freedom that we have. You know, I know you served for 20 years.
Those that have
you
served in the
26.
military.
How many years?
6 served for 60.
3. 6. All right. Anyone else I didn't catch? All right, let's
In the back.
In the back.
Manny, and by the way, I am Filipino. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I never smoked, I never drank. I never had to take 800 milligrams of anti-inflammatory. Just to correct something what he said. The reason why you do not see 800 milligrams over the counter because Motrin can cause GI bleed.
That's correct.
So FDA keeps an eye on limiting the number of dose. You can still take 200, but 800, but you just have to take 4 pills.
Right.
Oh, and what he said, I get that. I didn't see it in the, because I was so used to it, that was prescribed to us as Joes. The government, it's not